I'd like to ask Brad, just to kind of wrap things up here. Brad, so you are embedded in Willow. You are the man to go, right? And what advice would you give to an agent who is looking to crack into a neighborhood, but they know that somebody such as yourself or another, has been there for 10 years and they're farming that neighborhood? What advice would you give to an agent that says, I really love this neighborhood. I would want to get some of that action. Where do I start?
Ask Camille about Coronado. I'm kidding, of course. But I think that just like anything else, is getting involved in an area or a neighborhood, like I was talking about Estrella Mountain Ranch, when they were building that back in the early 2000s, I did a lot of work out there. But just learn about the neighborhood, learn about what's being built there. When it comes back to one of these older neighborhoods, there's a boatload of information out there. I didn't just learn this. I had created a website with every single historic district on my website. You can find out information about all of them, and Historic Preservation has booklets on all those neighborhoods. There's a map of all the neighborhoods as well. I got into a fight with Sherry Rampey about being 35 or 36 once, and I won. But she didn't know about Los Olivos. But at the
He did win. He did win.
No, having that knowledge about, just the useless information, like I said earlier, about the Federal Housing Authority saying, okay, if you want our 30-year loan, which becomes Fannie Mae, then you're going to build to our standards. And those standards became the ranch.
Nice.
And that's where that whole the idea came from. And that's why we stuck with that till the 1970s, when suddenly we could move into the stick and stucco concept that we're doing now still. But other people don't know that. And Sherry says, would you fight any two-story addition regardless of the design in Willow? And if the answer is yes, do you think that would you ever chase buyers away that might be good neighbors? Or could you lose those good neighbors when they can't build something? Sherry, yeah, I would, because the concept of Willow, and then when I fought 309, it was because I could see it from my front yard. And number one, that's a violation of the Willow Conservation Plan. Number two, it's a violation of historic preservation. I shouldn't be able to see the addition in their backyard. Jody at HP didn't even have the front schematics to know that you could see this from the front. Yes, so I would fight anything that's visible from the front. Another agent who's bought the rabbi's house over on Almeria has built something in the back that's taller, but you can't see it from the front. I don't fight.
Christy pointed out, and she led with this statement, don't hate me for saying this, but homes.com is a great source for neighborhood info.
It is, and I don't hate
Jim,
at all. Yeah, I've got they're boosting my listings right now. The listing I just posted on Thursday that went live has already had, as of Saturday, had over 2,400 views.
Wow.
So, I mean, that says a lot. And where homes.com, particularly with advertising that they've done and getting David from Schitt's Creek as their spokesperson, has done great things for them. And I don't mind them at all. Are you doing paid? Yeah, I am. And I question that, Megan, is that worth it? But it's getting the views. Is it getting the sale? Not yet.
Megan asked if he does the paying for the boost for homes.com, because we all know homes.com is.
But homes.com is not expensive on a monthly basis, so I have no issue with them. Some other CMAs that I'm working with right now are grossly expensive, and they're a little bit overwhelming to me. And I just got a text from them today going, hey, you've kind of gone radio silent. And I am, because I'm overwhelmed.
Brad, pitch to me why I should bring a buyer to Willow.
Why?
Because Brad,
the greatest thing about this neighborhood, and Jeremy can attest to this as well, is that you know your neighbors. So when I first moved here in 2004, I just bought the house finally. I finally closed it on June of 2004. July 1st, I came up with some hiking buddies from that Saturday morning. Looking at the house, I was so proud. My God, I was so proud that I could live in Willow. I can afford this. My business is doing well enough. And we fought through a horrible situation with the short sale. And like I said, not even knowing the term at the time. But here comes my next door neighbor, Linda, who's been there since 74, and still is. And then her next door neighbor, Essie, had been there since 1952, and now her son owns that house, with cookies, their phone numbers, etc. That the great thing about living in Willow, we're blending this in even to the new people who come in who aren't used to this concept in any way, shape, or form, is that you know your neighbors. You don't just pull into your garage-scape house and maybe wave, but you don't really know your neighbors. You know your neighbors, you know who they are, you watch their houses when they go on vacation, you have dinners with them. You have We have a cocktail party once a month in this neighborhood. So we meet other neighbors from other streets because it is a big neighborhood. But there's a specialty about this that I've not seen in my 41 years of living in Metro Phoenix area, where people really know each other and care about each other and care about their neighborhood. And that's the greatest thing about Willo. And I'm not saying that that doesn't exist in FQ Story, that doesn't exist in Ashland Place. I don't have the knowledge of their community like I do Willo.